What up, y'all? This is your girl Jada Mar, and this is what we call Vegan on the Weekdays with a Z. If you're not already following us, go ahead and follow us and subscribe on our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram and TikTok. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, my TikTok is growing, so be patient with us, but there's going to be good information on there down to health. You know how I like to start? I like to start with the verse of the day. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all in the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Um, let's just get right back into it. I just want to go ahead and just continue talking about what you call it, our artificial sweeteners. Guys, I be reading so many different things that sometimes I'm like, what did I read this week? But I read this actually a while ago, and it's about time to just share the information in any type of form that I can. And the most important one in me is podcast form, because I don't have to worry about how the fuck I'm looking. Yeah, I'm wearing a do-rag like a lady. Anyway, we're going to talking about our top 3 sweeteners, artificial sweeteners there are, which are sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin. Yesterday we talked about aspartame, so today we're going to talk about saccharin. Let's just dive right back into this. Let's get into it. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk. Let's love. So here's the thing about saccharin. It has been known to cause cancer in rats. And although the study hasn't been prevalent in human cases, we need to take into consideration these lab tests that are used to benefit human life expectancy. The study then expanded to show that cancer was developed only if it was given to over 2 generations, meaning that the future generation had a possibility of paying for it's so crazy, y'all. Is meaning that the future generation had a possibility of paying for the past generation. And this was due to consumption of saccharin. The rats of the second generation, which were male, were treated with saccharin and had a large incidence in bladder tumors. The development of the tumors seemed to be species and organ specific, so they concluded that until further research in human health, saccharin would be monitored through its release to the public. Remember again that there is no health benefits to saccharin or any of these artificial sweeteners, especially when people are talking about blood sugar levels and obesity. It actually increases the appetite, which you can imagine what that does for someone who already has cravings on sweets or any type of meals. The reason why I'm talking like this is because, this shit crazy. This shit cray. I just want y'all to just know that one really kind of hit me for a reason, because one of the biggest topics that I have with people from a different generation is they're like, things don't affect us like they affect y'all's generation, which I don't take offensively whatsoever. I've learned to just listen, because I'm like, if you got a secret, share it. You know what I'm saying? Teaching how to live a better life. But I started to think for real after I started studying this food that, things aren't affecting y'all like it is affecting this next generation. Is there seriously a possible, like, my genuine question, is there seriously a possible maybe clue that these foods and some of these products that our parents and our grandmothers were eating when they first came out, because they recently came out, like, I believe they came out when, when my grandma was young. I'm not sure how long of a period, and usually, the best connection for that would be birth. If they already had their kid, that wouldn't be a conclusive study for the next generation when it comes like that, unless, like, they were breastfeeding and eating products, then that becomes more of a conversation. But I'm like, I don't think these products are affecting people the exact same. And I put that study even further because even in World War II, which was like the entry levels to a lot of this manufactured goods and the widespread of it to spread the food out, they didn't probably affect the generation from right then. But I'm looking at this third generation, and kids are getting diabetes at very, very, very young ages. They are introduced to stress. There's just so much going on, and a part of me is like, is this generation so different, or are these artificial sweeteners and these things that have been manipulated just affecting the third generation body and not affecting the first and the second, like the incidence of saccharin. But anyway, that was a very interesting study. That is all that I got. And again, I just want to let you guys know, because this is the last artificial sweetener that I'm going to be talking about. I have a couple other natural, quote unquote, natural sweeteners I'm going to talk about, but saccharin, aspartame, and sucralose are the only artificial sweeteners I'm going to be talking about for right now. None of these sweeteners, again, have any health benefits. So, baby, this is not helping you lose weight. I just really want to get that to you. Sir, this isn't your best option for diabetes. Um, I know it's really hard to be dealing with something like that, and very frustrating as well. I just want to go ahead and just get this out there, and I'm gonna talk about it later on even deeper. But date sugar, y'all, and molasses, organic molasses, are the top two sugars there are when it comes for the health benefits that they do. Date sugar is amazing for cooking and baked goods. Do not put date sugar in drinks; they will thicken up your shit because of the fucking fiber. Put molasses in your drinks. From there, just test on and switch. I will talk to you about the levels of this shit probably later on. And I'm just going to call them superfoods because of the nutrition value that they have. And you can go ahead and get ahead of me and study it if you want to. I love this website called nutritionfacts.org. Um, it is an amazing website for anyone that's trying to just make better health conscious decisions. I will say it can also help you go left or go right, because there's so many studies that can scare the living shit out of you. So just, be weary of that, but there's nothing to be afraid of whatsoever, because again, I'm always reminded I was eating everything that I said never to touch for 24 years straight. And just by the grace of God, I've had no health issues. My blood levels have been amazing, never had high blood sugar, none of that stuff. Like, God's been good. Uh, but definitely read into that. And this is for a group of people trying to make healthier decisions for themselves and for their kids. And some people are going through stuff, going through illnesses and things like that. And we are going to be talking about that a little bit later on some diet tips and food things that I've read. Some from some very reliable sources. I want to go ahead and end this podcast with how to read the label for saccharin. Now, saccharin would usually be on the label, but if you're buying products that are from European countries, you might see E954. So is most commonly found in practically the same things that everything else is found in. It's sold as a tabletop sweetener. It's sold in baking goods, just all types of things. So honestly, y'all, if you're ever buying something that's pre-made, just read the back of the product. And if you're buying stuff from people who are making your food or meal prepping, I know in the beginning I kind of felt like an asshole when I'll go home and I'll eat somebody else's cooking and I'll be like, what's in this? But you're not really an asshole. You're just a person concerned about your health. And the more that you push through that, the more those people are going to push through that. They're even going to say, I already know what you're going to ask me. Like, it took my family really a year to adjust to the new diet that I've been, doing, and the new ways of eating that I've been doing, and just understanding me for what's going on with me, and also just trying to make the best health decisions and health conscious decisions for myself. But again, doctors advise for people to take a conservative amount of all of these products if you have to take them. But I just also, again, want to put the note that in most cases, when people have to have ailments and things like that, these are one of the top sweeteners that people tell to cut out from their diets. But I hope you guys have a blessed and prosperous day. Y'all have a great day. I love y'all, and peace.